Hello everyone, this is Rob, your host for This Week in ESO Episode 2. I know last week I said that we were going to try and keep these to be about 5 minutes and be the quick news hits of the week. We're going to have to take exception to that this one. As you know, last week we had the NDA drop for PvE content up to level 15. This week we've had the NDA drop for PvP content, and I'm going to take a quick walkthrough of the early stages of PvP, so when you hop into ESO, you'll have an idea of what's going on. We'll take a look at the map, we'll hop around, we'll take a look at some points. You get to see me fight, you get to see me kill some people, you get to see me die a couple times, you get to see some siege weapons, you get to learn a little bit about what PvP is all about. In the news part though, we started to get first impressions from the different media outlets last week, and it was definitely a mixed bag. We had some pretty even-handed coverage here on MMORPGcom. Our editor-in-chief, Bill Murphy, put out a very even-handed article that talked about the pros and cons. We had a differing opinion from one of our contributing writers, Gareth, who showed why he didn't think ESO would necessarily live up to everyone's expectations. And the internet exploded every place else. Also, real quickly, I'd like to remind you that if you haven't signed up already, we're giving away 10 copies of the game on our website. Make sure you go to MMORPG.com, scroll towards the bottom, and you'll see a contest link to where you can sign up. No cost. All you have to do is be a registered user of the site, and the more times you visit, the more chances you can have to enter. It's once a day. Good luck. Hope you win. Save yourself a couple dollars. Now on to the PvP. Welcome to Cyrodiil. Let's start off by taking a look at the map. When we first open the map, we look at the little surrounding camp outside of the way shrine that we traveled to. As you can see, there's a stable master here, there's a siege vendor, there's the armory vendors, there's a bank, mercenary vendor, smithy, so you can actually do some crafting in here, and you know, all the alchemy station and enchanting station. So you can do all your crafting that you need to actually here in Cyrodiil. Back one step out of this one, and we see the overall AvAvA, WVWVW, RVRVR, whatever you want to call it. I don't know that they can call it RVRVR, but we can call it RVRVR if we want. This is the map. You can see that the keeps are interconnected by a series of lattice works. And these right here are actually outposts, and not necessarily just keeps. And for those of you that were big time into Oblivion, you can actually run around and see some of these keeps and notice that they're actually runes nowadays in Oblivion. So for those of you that are really into lore, that's kind of a cool little feature. Some other things that we can see indicated on the map here is this keep is currently under attack. It's Fort Rails. It's owned by the Aldmeri Dominion. However, you notice we don't have yellow lines connecting to it. We cannot fast travel to there. And that's because we don't own all the resource nodes around it. See, there's a mine, there's a lumber mill, and there's a farm. None of those are controlled by us. Here you can see that we control all three of these. We can travel to there, we can travel to here. Here's a place where we still own the keep. It's in the middle of a bunch of keeps that we already own, but we don't own the lumber mill, we don't own the farm, we don't own the mine, so it's currently under siege. We do have a forward camp there, which we just lost while I was filming it, so I don't even know that we can actually respawn there anymore. You'll also notice that there's a couple little points on here, like we'd have when we were out PvEing, and that's because there are quests you can take part in Cyrodiil. Right here, it's to capture Ash Farm. This is a PvP quest. However, we can't currently complete it because we control Ash Farm. Now, this quest up here, travel to Dragonclaw Lumber Mill, we can complete because we don't own it. We'll be rewarded with gold and alliance points for completing that. And then there's actually just PvE quests you can take part in with Cyrodiil, and I have one from this town that requires me to kill undead in these ruins. You'll find these NPCs scattered throughout the map. You'll also find sky shards scattered throughout the map. So those of you that are really looking for an open world PvP, PvE experience, you can have it here in Cyrodiil. You can completely ignore the PvE you want if you want and just take part in the PvP. You'll be hard pressed to ignore the PvP, however, and just take part in the PvE. So this is the map. Let's actually go to a transitus stone and travel somewhere and find out what is going on. This is a transitus shrine. E to activate, it's going to bring the map up, and it's going to show us, outlined in green, the waypoints we can travel. Again, as you can see, we can travel through all of these, but we just can't travel here. So the quickest way to get there would be to go to Bleaker's Outpost. This is Bleaker's Outpost. We fast traveled on the map. We can see this is currently under combat. Let's quickly take a look at some of our abilities that we have from PvP. These are active effects. These are from having keeps in Cyrodiil. Let's take a look at our quests. We actually have Cyrodiil quests in here, which again, capture the Ash Farm, capture Castle Brindle, different things, get rewarded gold and alliance points. Go over here, look at our Alliance War scoreboard. The Aldmari Dominion is currently dominating this area, so we've got 14,391 points, accumulating 331 points every scoring session. Ebonheart's getting 41, Daggerfall Covenant is getting 27. These are the bonuses that I just showed you on the previous screen. An Emperorship. This is the leaderboard. This is actually showing who can become the Emperor next. Your faction is required to hold 6 keeps, and then whoever has the most points at the end of this reigning time will become the new Emperor. They will be rewarded with a new skill line, and they will get a set of cosmetic armor that you can continue to wear even after you're no longer the Emperor. So I can see this becoming a farm treadmill, kind of like you saw with the High Warlord in World of Warcraft many years ago, where people in the same alliance will help trade off and get people within their own guild the Emperorship, which, you know, they should. It's cooperative play. Let's take a look at our inventory. We can see these are the total alliance points. You can earn alliance points by completing quests and killing people, because what fun would PvP be without, you know, killing people? Okay, so I mentioned that there are quests that are PvP oriented in this PvP zone. And you're probably like, well, how do we get those quests? And there is actually a board that is posted that will allow you to take part in those quests. And I am in the wrong camp. So for the Aldmari Dominion, it is in the southeast camp. And I guess we better travel there. One more thing about the map, before I forget. There are also Elder Scrolls in the Elder Scrolls Online. What a surprise, huh? Those are represented by these little scroll icons. So we have the Elder Scroll of Chim, the Elder Scroll of Alma-Ruma, the Elder Scroll of Altadun, the Elder Scroll of Minim, and the Elder Scroll of Nimok. There you have it. Elder Scrolls in the Elder Scrolls. Shocking, I know. So let's go over here. There are boards. I believe I already have all the quests. But if you come over here, there are boards for you to pick them up. Here's a general. We can talk to him, see what he has to say.
Consult the mission boards for Grand Warlord Sorklin's latest orders, soldier. Of course. Which would you like to hear of? Bounty missions are simple. Kill enemy soldiers. Talk to General Atava about it. She's on the other side of the gate. Information is vital to winning this war. Each scouting mission sent.
So scouting missions, bounty missions. I already had the bounty mission to kill 20 enemy players. And I probably already have all the scouting missions to take as well. So no new warfare missions. Anyways, that's how you get the PvP quests. In addition, they're great to do. I recommend that you do the bounty mission as often as possible. You get 1,000 points for completing it, 1,000 alliance points, and a good amount of gold.
Praise to Oriel, 6 elder.
Let's go down over here real quick and take a look at the siege weapon vendor.
Welcome. Siege weapons win the wars, you know. No matter what
Siege
the
weapons
general
win
says.
wars. Thank you. Now you'll notice you can buy some for gold. This is good because when you first come in, you're not going to have any alliance points, so you can't buy them for alliance points. But that being said, you could also buy them for alliance points. You have ballistas, you have trebuchets, you have Dominion forward camps, you have ice ball trebuchets, lightning ballistas, meat bag catapults, which are probably my favorite because you fling rotting meat at the enemy, oil catapults, scattershot catapults, flaming oil. These are great for when you're in a keep siege. You can get on a different level and pour burning oil on your attackers. There are also materials you can purchase which will allow you to repair and fortify your structures. That being said, let's get back on to the PvP. We're currently in the midst of defending our keep. As you can see, there's a trebuchet along our outer wall. You can interact with it and actually destroy it by holding down E. I set fire to the trebuchet, so we'll no longer have it attacking our inner keep walls. We continue along the outer walls. You'll see the kill enemy players notification coming across to let us know that I am progressing on the bounty mission. Every 20 kills is 1,000 points. You can see a lot of people teleporting back to the board to turn those in. The enemy was able to place a ton of trebuchets on our outer wall, and in the craziest places. So you're really going to have to keep an eye out for siege weapons. Someone can stealth in and set a siege weapon in some of the most ridiculous places. Taking a look at the enemy players, you'll notice that there are ranks appearing next to them. There are different chevrons, whether up, down. These are indicating their ranks. The number to the left of their name will be their level, or once they achieve level 50, you will start to see their veteran rank, and it'll look like a shield. Currently, I'm standing within a well. That is a beneficial buff that you can place. You get that from a skill line from one of the guilds. My only complaint with it is that I wish they could find a different indicator than a red line. Most games you've come to learn as red dead, and in this game, red is also dead, but not for that well which heals you. In this clip, speaking of red being dead, I'm dead, and you can see someone run up to me and start to interact with me. Anybody can raise anybody in the Elder Scrolls Online as long as you have a full soul gem of the appropriate level. Hit F to accept the raise, and I'm up. I just showed you what it was like when the enemies was taking siege weapons to you. Now I'm going to try and take siege weapons to the enemies. Unfortunately, I'm on a hill, and it's not level terrain, so I can't lay my trebuchet here. Once I get a golden ring, I can. Success. Start to lay out the trebuchet. It's not pointing the direction I want it to. I'm going to have to set it down again. Let's back up. Might be a little overkill, but, you know, oh well. Go ahead and aim it at the flag. It's where the enemy NPCs are surrounding. Drop a couple big rocks. Maybe some dead bodies. Some ice balls. Fireballs. You know, whatever it takes to get the job done. Clear them out, break down the trebuchet, I'll head back in. At that point, it's domination, and we try to get the flag to flip. There are many things that you can do within Elder Scrolls Online PvP. You can come in here with a small group and take points along and harass the enemy. You can do solos, onesies, twosies, play the stealth game, pop out, get quick kills on people, and just harass them that way. It doesn't all have to be Zerg against Zerg, but it can be, and that can be quite effective as well. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm Rob with This Week in ESO Episode 2. You can also follow me on the social medias, on Twitter, @Grakulen, Grakulen. On that note, thanks for watching. See you next week.